Norman Reedus reflects on the original Walking Dead cast's deep bonds and what made the show so special.
We all cared about each other so much that when things happened to each other on the show, we really felt bad for the real person. We were so tight. It's impossible to go in and meet somebody and for a month and get that far, unless you know them beforehand. There was something about that show that it was magic. It was lightning in a bottle.
There's something about, just like Walking Dead, there's something about what that was and what that still is. Like, you're still doing it. I only did 18 episodes of that show. I was on it for like a very, very short time. But there's something about the depth of the friendships that I made 10 years ago, before I was married, before I had kids. Like, I had my first kid in season 2, got married right after season 1. I was a completely different human being back then. But yet, like, you're like family to me. Sarah is like family to me. You know, Steven and Melissa and Andy, and I mean, everybody. And I've had super intense experiences with other actors, but like, I've never had the depth of relationships I've had with you guys. And I was on for a super short time. What do you think that is?
You know, it's wild because I'm still doing this show and I'm still talking about those days to everybody that'll listen. We were all there supporting each other. We didn't know what the show was going to be. I think all of our agents told us not to do it. And there was something about it that we liked. There was this camaraderie between actors. It was like blood brothers and sisters. Like, if someone had a heavy scene to do, you just kind of left them alone. There was so much respect, and there was this sort of cowboy attitude to get in there, and there's zombies. There's so many elements about it that are so comic book that if you didn't play it real, it never would have worked. And everybody just played it so real, and everyone supported each other. And it's wild being on that show so long, because it's hard to explain that to the new people on the show. You know, they get a little bit of it, but it's not the same. You don't feel it. And plus, to join a show that's already so big, you're on set like 5 days and already making action figures of you, you know what I mean? And you go to these convention things and you already have this huge line. I watched always hard on new people that came on the show, especially after you guys left, because it's not the same. I don't know, it just meant something different back then. None of us were really famous. We cared about the job. We wanted it to be good. It just felt so real and so good that I don't think those friendships will ever fade.
I feel like when I went back 10 years later, whatever it is, just to do, you know, I was there for like a day and I got to, you know, I stayed with you out. And I really felt like when I came back there that time, there was things that I recognized. Obviously, there was people that I recognized.
What do you think about me still being on that show?
I can't believe it.
It's crazy.
It's like, it really warms my heart. Like, when I think of you, like, we lived in the same place. When I think of that drive from set through like beautiful Georgia and like how much that meant to me, it was just like such a beautiful time. I can say, man, it was like literally one of the best times of my life.
And it still is. I realized it kind of hit me that the show was over from doing that drive and coming to my gate for the last time. And I'm thinking, I'm never gonna do that drive again through the woods. That's when it hit me. But it meant so much to me, and it worked so well with my life at the time. Diane loves it there. My baby was born there. Like, it's such a bounce.
Does she love it there?
Loves it.
Loves it.
Has
Loves
friends there. You know,
yeah.
and you know, being in Manhattan all the time, Georgia was like my go-to place. Then I got my little Costa Rica place. So I had my little triangle that I do. Like, it was perfect lifestyle. You know? Then the show ended. And then they, you know, I think AMC wants to branch off to other parts of the world to conquer. So somehow I ended up in France. So, but I wasn't gonna say no to it, because I was like, you're gonna take my redneck character and drop him off in Paris?
See what the
I have no idea what that means. Let's do that.
It just like doesn't happen anymore. Like, shows just don't do what this thing did. And there was like definitely something so pure and different. I think humble. I think it was just such humble beginnings. And I look at like you specifically, man. You came in and you were like just supposed to be in a couple episodes, and you became like the soul of the whole thing.